Do I think increased complexity of controls in video games is what is making us create long-winded tutorials? Honestly, no. Like, look at Super Metroid. Super Metroid is a pretty complexly controlled game. 4 face buttons, 2 shoulder buttons, multiple jump states. I think one of the big differences is that game designers are less willing to let you miss content. Like, Super Metroid was a game that was designed for you to miss a lot of it on your first time through. You can beat the whole game without ever wall jumping or shine sparking or using a charge beam combo. And you were the coolest kid in existence if you knew how to Crystal Flash. There's all these neat things that you can miss. You can play through the game doing pretty much nothing but jumping and shooting the whole way through. And it was designed that way so that when you beat it the first time, you would talk to your friends on the playground or something, and they would be like, oh, did you know you could do this and skip this whole portion of the game? In a way, it made us all feel like speedrunners back then. We were all glitch hunters. That sort of emergent gameplay is just a lot rarer these days. And that's partially because the desires of both gamers and game developers have changed. Gamers and game developers really aren't looking for games with longevity anymore. For the most part, people who play video games want to get into a video game as quickly as possible, experience it as completely as possible, and then ditch it and go on to the next one. And the industry wants that too. It keeps people buying new games. And so this experience of playing through a game and missing most of the content is viewed as mostly negatively these days. Which means that when it comes to tutorializing through gameplay, you have to be okay with someone not getting the tutorial, failing that tutorial, and playing the game anyway. Again, in Super Metroid, if you saw the animals teach you how to shine spark and never understood it, you'd still be able to play the game. The game is still fun for the people who didn't get it. But in our modern market, the idea of someone not getting a part of your game, not experiencing a part of your game, is very anxiety-inducing, both for the gamer and for the game developer. And so games are currently designed such that everyone can know how to do everything on their first pass through most games. There are exceptions, of course, but really it's just a numbers game. The best thing for game publishers is to have people play a game, beat it, be happy with it, and move on to another one. And the safest way to ensure that a consumer likes the product is to play it relatively safe and make sure that they can experience all the content. Frankly, it means that to get these eureka moments where gamers are figuring out what to do on their own, you have to risk a good portion of your market share, and not a lot of companies are willing to do that. Some are, and it's cool that those games still exist, but most aren't.